In this video, you'll discover the key value and functionality of the HubSpot platform. From a high-level perspective, I must add, because there is tons and tons of more information to be shared. The demo itself may not be as slick as a formal HubSpot demo provided out of Boston or Dublin. However, from an end-user perspective, I've given it my best shot to give you as honest and transparent an insight into this fascinating platform. I've been a fanboy ever since 2010. And as you can see from the prior UI, that has changed considerably. What hasn't changed is the value of the platform itself, because the company has continued to invest and develop the platform over time. Here's a look underneath the bonnet where you can see the sales pipeline. From a sales process perspective, you may want to change the deal probability per stage. You may also want to change the labels per stage. However, I would not recommend you to tweak or to add many more stages to this approach, because like more processes, it's based on a best practice. Leads is a different ball game. It's again a process, but leads basically are top of the funnel commercial possibilities, and the syntax, the jargon used in HubSpot may take a little bit of getting used to, but in the end it is quite intuitive and well thought through. Tickets refer to the pipeline, again a process when it comes to the support of your service process or from a customer success perspective, again following a certain logic. Forecast is included as well in order to support you as a sales manager in your tasks in managing a sales team of account executives and BDRs, for instance, where you can do your own mapping. Now looking again at other objects like contact, that again follows a certain logic from the first touch when becoming a subscriber, for instance, all the way through to becoming a customer, eventually becoming a fan or an evangelist, as HubSpot calls it. This case again, as you can see here from the pop-ups, you can add specific stages. You may even want to delete stages. However, be warned, because obviously a number of leads, for instance, can be attached to that particular stage. So be careful for obvious reasons before deleting it. And of course, there is all kinds of ways to automate your stages. For instance, when an opportunity becomes a customer, the lifecycle stage also is changed and is updated. Again, looking at the navigation pane on the left hand side, drilling down via contacts to companies, that provides you with an overview, a container if you like, of all the companies you're interacting with, both prospects, customers, but also partners and suppliers. You can sort them in several ways by means of the last activity date or the lead status, and there is tens and tens of other additional filters to browse through your company overview. For instance, from a time zone perspective, the lead status, life cycle stage, or other fields, other properties that are being made available through the platform. Calls provide you with an opportunity to log and to register outbound sales calls, to make a transcript available, and to then evaluate them for aspects that you could improve on. Target accounts effectively supports you in your account-based marketing and account-based sales efforts. And as you can see, you can't just follow your target accounts, but you can also add any sort of missing information in the DMU. Activity feed provides you with an overview as to, for instance, website visits, where you can see companies, and once they've been turned into leads, specific contacts actually visiting your web pages. And obviously you can drill down, you can identify what pages they had a look at. Now lists basically is an overview of static lists and dynamic lists, basically buckets of data, contacts, companies, as you see fit. For instance, when it comes to registrations for an upcoming webinar or downloads for an ebook or a white paper. And as you can see, you can also, of course, differentiate between paid and organic lists. The inbox itself is quite a fascinating functionality because it provides you with a 360-degree view of all the interaction you have with the outside world. You can connect your mail, for instance your Gmail, to this inbox as a company, but also you can connect your chat, which I haven't done myself for Dutchmark, but as you can see there is a standard sort of chat functionality shipped out of the box that you can configure quite easily. Forms is a third possibility where, for instance, you can add a specific form, for instance the contact form on your website, to the inbox, and then route any sort of incoming leads, any sort of completed forms to the right colleague to follow up on. Snippets provide a building block, basically reusable texts, in order to follow up on a lead or to follow up on any sort of project or work completed that again you can personalize, and this personalization functionality applies all the way throughout the HubSpot platform. You can do that for your socials, for your emails, obviously for these snippets, but also web pages themselves when using the so-called COS, the Content Optimization System, which is HubSpot CMS or Content Management System. Even web pages can be personalized. Advertising, paid advertising, is being supported to engage with the right sort of target audience. Landing pages can be tracked and monitored, including the actual revenue attribution for a specific landing page where, for instance, an ebook has been published. The socials themselves can be managed from this perspective, where not just published updates, but also you can schedule social updates individually, but also you can bulk schedule them, and obviously you can monitor the socials for any mentions that you as an individual or your brand has received. As mentioned, the COS, the Content Optimization System, is part of the HubSpot platform. You don't necessarily have to use it. Personally, I've been using a hybrid setup of HubSpot and WordPress, but you can fully rely on the HubSpot COS as well. Scanning your website for SEO purposes may take a while, but be warned, you may also receive a ton of information back, both from a technical perspective as well as from a functional or marketing perspective as to any improvements that you want to make. There's loads and loads of ways to integrate HubSpot with, for instance, Google Search Console, but also with, for example, with your Zoom application to run webinars and online meetings in order to get bi-directional synchronization of your data, both leads getting in and leads being shared with the Zoom functionality. From a sales perspective, here's your daily dashboard that you and any account executive can use in order to schedule tasks and to follow up on them. Your calendar itself, for instance, from a Gmail perspective, can be integrated, as you saw on the left-hand side, and there is sequences that your account executives may want to follow, for instance, to re-engage with a cold prospect. And as you can see, there is a number of preset steps in order to do so. Deals are actual opportunities being followed up on by the sales team. They can be tracked as follows. And as mentioned, forecast for you as the commercial director or sales manager is supported by Sales Hub. There's a number of playbooks that you may want to apply to your team. For instance, when it comes to doing a qualification call with a number of qualification criteria that all of your team is following up on. Reporting wraps up this overview from a bird's eye perspective of the HubSpot platform. As you can see, there is both individual reports but also team reports that you can leverage. The marketing dashboard is one example with an overview of both the website traffic, the conversion into leads, and then into customers. Now, I hope this overview of the HubSpot platform was useful for you. Should you want to know more information as to the actual day-to-day usage of the HubSpot platform, either from a marketing, a sales, or service perspective, then feel free to reach out so we can schedule a strategy call and see how you can best optimize your existing HubSpot platform or leverage a new platform that you still have to deploy and implement for your team.